Good morning, my dear students. Welcome in Strength of Materials. Now, today we're going to switch on our chapter number 3, which is Mechanical Properties of Materials and Elastic Constants of Metals. So, in that one, let us start our first concept, which is Mechanical Properties of Materials. So, as per as our board exam is concerned, this mechanical properties of material topic is also important because sometimes we'll find questions on this mechanical properties. Define following properties. Such kind of a question we'll find in our board exam for 4 marks, for 6 marks, for 2 marks. Okay. So as per as our exam is concerned, this topic is also important, as well as after successfully completion of this diploma, when you are going to in market for doing giving serve to the what India, to serve to the what some system to organization. So this mechanical property is also carrying very important role in the what life, in your life, what during service. My dear students, before learning these mechanical properties of material, we must know load, types of loads. So you know very well, we saw that all concepts in our last videos. Okay. So main motto behind to learn this mechanical properties of material is that because these mechanical properties of materials we should know, because we must know, because these mechanical properties doing a very important role in our what design of element, selection of materials, manufacturing of these elements. Okay, so as per as our machine is concerned, we have various elements, and one element, or we can say parts, or one part is communicate with other part. So how that communication happen between the parts of machines to give better output, to give desired output, it is very important to know mechanical properties of a material. Okay, so these mechanical properties of material doing a vital role in our what design of elements. Okay, my dear students, so that's why mechanical properties of materials are very important. Okay, what I told you, my dear students, why these mechanical properties are important, why we are learning this topic, why what is the main motto behind to learn these mechanical properties. To study our various mechanical properties playing a very important role, because selection of material, design and manufacturing of various components or parts of our machine depends on mechanical properties, my dear students. That's why we have to learn this mechanical properties. So as per as our machine design is concerned, as per as our machine design element of elements is concerned, as per as selection of material of that element is concerned, as per as manufacturing of that element or part is concerned, these mechanical properties are very important. So let's start. What are those mechanical properties have with this? Okay, so first mechanical property, which is a strength. So see, my dear student, so strength, it's one mechanical property. Okay, so what it doing, what it help for that material, for that part, for that element in our machine? Yes. So my dear students, the strength is nothing but it is a ability, it is a ability of a material to sustain a load. Okay, it means it is ability of material to resist failure under the application of load. So this is what main use of our what strength property in our material. So we have various materials. Okay, so each and every material having what strength, but depends on that strength ability, that material carrying a load without failure. Okay, so what is strength? So strength is nothing but ability. What? Ability of material. Okay, it is ability of material. For what purpose? Yes, it is ability of material to resist what? To resist failure. Correct. It is ability of material to resist failure under the action of force or load. So this is what, my dear student, strength. So strength is nothing but simply ability. Simply ability to resist failure under the action of force, because we have a various elements and that element is going to carry force. So under that force our part never going to fail, because in that one having a ability to sustain a force, to sustain a load. So according to the ability of that material, that part never going to fail. Okay, so what is strength? So strength is nothing but ability of material to resist failure. Okay, what is strength? Strength is nothing but ability of material to sustain a force. Okay, so this is what, my dear student, strength. So our next mechanical property, which is elasticity. So what is elasticity? So elasticity is nothing but, my dear students, it is also mechanical property. Okay, supposed to be assume this is a part, and when you are going to apply force, yes, supposed to be this is what part, and you are applying what, compressive force. So what happen after application of force? Yes, this part is supposed to be assume going to deform in this fashion, supposed to be assumed. So due to application of this force, this part is going to deform, this part is going to change in shape and size. Okay, it means deformation is there. See, from top side this part is going to bend, compress. Okay, so it means after application of force this part change in shape and size, part undergo deformation. But after removal of this force, see my dear students, after removal of this force, I mean to say after removal of this force, after removal of this force, when you have to remove this force, applied force, again this part comes its original size and shape. So this is called as elasticity. So what is elasticity? Elasticity is nothing but after removal of your applied force, that parts comes its original size and shape. It means we have one part, when you are applying force on that part, obviously that part is going to change in shape, obviously that part is going to deform, obviously that part under what, strain. So once that part is deformed under the application of force, due to application of force, but after removal of that applied force, after removal of that applied force, that part again come back its original size and shape. So after removal of applied force, that parts comes its original size and shape. That phenomenon is called as elasticity. Are you getting, my dear students? Okay. So now our next property, which is plasticity. So what is plasticity? So plasticity is nothing but, my dear students, lack of elasticity. It is exactly opposite to our what, elasticity. So what happened in elasticity? After removal of this force, after removal of this applied force, our part come back its original size and shape. But what happened in this plasticity? Just I told you one sentence. What is plasticity? Plasticity is opposite to the elasticity. Plasticity means lack of elasticity. Okay, so what it means? So see, my dear students, supposed to be assume again this is what, one part, and you are applying what, force. Yes, so after application of this force, this part supposed to be assumed goes deform. Okay, supposed to be assumed this part is goes deformed due to this application of force. So what happened after removal of this force? Supposed to be assumed you have to remove this force. Okay, you have to remove this force, applied force. But what happened? This part never come back its original size and shape. This part is never come back its original size and shape. It doesn't come back its original size and shape after removal of force. So that phenomenon is called as plasticity. But what happened in elasticity? Whatever the force you have to apply, but when you have to remove that applied force, it's come back its original size and shape. Even the deformation is there into that at that time. But what happened in plasticity? When you have to apply the force, yes, it goes deform. It goes deform, yes. But after removal of that force, after removal of that applied force, it will never come back its original shape and size. Okay, so it will never come back its original size. Okay, so this is what plasticity. But here it come back its original size and shape in elasticity after removal of force. But here it will never come back its original size and shape after removal of force. So permanent deformation, it is called as what? Permanent deformation. Permanent deformation is there into the plasticity. Once it gets it goes deform, so it remain deform. It will never come back its original size and shape. But what happened in elasticity? Once it goes deform, it come back its original size and shape after removal of force. But here, even though you are trying to remove applied force, it will never goes its original size and shape. So here it goes its original size and shape after removal of force in the elasticity. But what happened in plasticity? It will never come back its original size and shape after removal of your applied force. Okay, so this is what plasticity. Plasticity means permanent deformation, and elasticity means it come back its original size and shape after removal of force. But here we don't have chance to come back its original size and shape. Okay, so these are the what? Strength, elasticity and plasticity. So my dear students, next property we'll discuss in our next video. Okay, thank you very much. Stay safe, stay home.